Hello everybody and welcome to Mr. Gamer Guys 123. I am Black Cobra with
Antwan Gonzalez.
And this is the Black Cobra and Antwan show. And this is a very special show because this is our 500th upload series show. This is our new show that will be airing once a week, every week from now on in. This is going to be our audio show with a little gameplay in the little video that you clicked on. But this is going to be one of our shows where we're going to be talking throughout the entire time. It's going to be like our NFL quick picks, but better. So we're going to start talking about more of the sports related stuff that's been happening in the sports world. So we'll talk about some sports stuff, and then we'll most likely talk about some other stuff if you guys will get interested into making suggestions and whatever. And yeah, so basically, you want to add anything on?
Just some topics for this episode. Just looking forward, we have the Boston Bruins roster and their issues.
Yeah.
NHL free agency and different signings. Kiko Alonso and the New York Jets.
Yeah, we got the New York Jets in there because they're stacked this year.
And just an introduction to who we are as sports fans. I'm Antwan Gonzalez, and you're...
I am Black Cobra.
And I think it would be fair to say that both of our favorite NHL teams are the Sabres.
Yes.
Just because they're our hometown team.
Hometown heroes, yep.
No matter how much they stink. And then our favorite NFL team with the Bills.
No matter.
And MLB is Yankees.
Yeah.
But if we go back to NHL, both of our favorite teams are the Sabres, but we each have our own second favorite team.
Yeah.
Would you like to...
Well, I know many of the people who may listen to this and be like, oh great, he's gonna say something within the state or something, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that my second favorite sports team other than the Sabres are the Bruins. Yes, I know, they're both rivals and whatever not. I don't care. I like the Bruins. Don't you start talking crap about the Bruins, because the Bruins rule.
And my second favorite team, what a way to be the what a way for them to be my second favorite team in a year when the Sabres don't make the playoffs. They do,
yeah.
And they face the Bruins, and they fall down 3-1 to the Bruins in the first round, and then they come back and they're up 4-1 in Game 7 in the third period, and then they lose.
Yay.
Then I cry.
Then he cried in the corner.
My second favorite team is the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
And yeah. There's not much
to say about the Maple Leafs.
No. So what we're gonna go into before we go into free agency, we're gonna talk about Black Cobra's second team, which is the Boston Bruins. Now, for those of you who do not know, the NHL has a rule about the amount of cap space you have, about the amount of money you can give your players on your team.
Oh my gosh.
And some teams like Philadelphia and Chicago currently they are over the cap ceiling. There's a cap floor and a cap ceiling. The cap floor, every team must spend $51 million.
At least you have to? That's messed up.
So the Sabres, because of their signings, they are just above it. They are currently at 51.9 million.
Calgary better open up that damn wallet.
Calgary is just below it, 50.4 million.
Now where's Boston?
Million. Now there are some teams like Philadelphia and Chicago who are 2 to 3 million over the salary cap.
What's wrong with you?
So if we go to Boston, they are 5th with the most money spent. They have $1.64 million of cap space left, with 18 players signed, which is kind of a problem, and I'll show you why.
Yeah. Where are they getting all their money to? I know one of them's got to be Chara.
So if we go to forwards, they currently have 10 forwards signed for the main roster. Patrice Bergeron is locked up for forever at $6.5 million. Milan Lucic still on a $6 million contract for 2 more years.
Damn.
David Krejci $5.25 for 1 more year. Brad Marchand $4.5 for 3 more years.
You better extend his contract. Brad Marchand is a very good asset.
Leaf Erickson. 4.25 mil for 2 more years. They still have Mark Savard, who hasn't played since before the Bruins won the Cup.
Yeah.
Locked up at 4.027 for 3 more years.
Don't look at me. That's a dumb. I have no idea why.
Chris Kelly also 3 mil for 2 more years.
He's an okay player.
And then Gregory Campbell, Danny Paille, and Carl Soderberg for all less than 2 mil for 1 more year.
I know Carl Soderberg. He's an okay player.
Right, if you go quickly to defensemen, they have 6 defensemen, which sounds good, but
yes.
very little. Zdeno Chara is locked up for 4 more years, just below 7 mil.
Yeah.
Dennis Seidenberg for 4 more years at 4 mil, which is pretty good since he's been playing with Chara when he hasn't been injured.
Yeah.
Johnny Boychuk, almost 3.5 mil for 1 more year. Adam McQuaid, 1.5 for 1 more year. Dougie Hamilton, who is still on his entry-level contract.
Oh, really? Wow.
Which is less than $1 million, and that's for 1 more year.
Wow.
And Kevin Miller is locked up for 2 more years at $800,000.
Jesus.
And then if you go to the goaltender situation, you have Tuukka Rask, who's
just locked up for the rest.
Locked up for forever, just like a Bergeron, for 7 mil. And then Nicholas Svedberg, who apparently is going to be the backup at a very cheap cost of $600,000.
Jesus.
Now, if you look at the goaltender situation, they're probably done with that.
Yeah,
so it's going to be Rask and Svedberg going into the season.
Yeah.
But if you go, you know what? I'll give you the choice. Who do you want to? Well, actually, I'll show you. So all those players are signed. You only have 1 mil of cap space, just about.
Yeah.
They still haven't signed Justin Clark, Riley Smith,
oh geez,
and Jordan Caron on offense. And if you go to defense, they haven't signed Torrey Krug, Matt Bartkowski, or Corey Potter. Now Corey Potter's probably going to free agency. Well, he already is in free agency, but the other 5 guys, Florek, Smith, Caron, Krug, and Bartkowski, are all restricted free agents. So right now they are in Boston. They are owned by Boston. The rights are for Boston.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, maybe only until December 1st.
Okay.
Then they go to free agency. So they need to sign them, soon. And you can't let a guy like Torrey Krug go to free agency. And then you also have Riley Smith, who is a top 6 forward for them last year.
Yes.
So looking at this Boston Bruins situation, what do you think they need to do?
I really think they should they should stop paying Brad Marchand the money that they're giving him. They're overpaying him a lot. And they should drop it down a little bit so that way they have more cap space, so that way they can get Justin and then Riley Smith and Jordan. But I don't think it's going to be that much, but I think they can only really afford 1 more guy, because I'm thinking they can afford 2 people if they do what they're doing with Dougie Hamilton, and they just give him that much of an entry-level contract.
Yeah, Dougie Hamilton, that is a contract for a rookie.
Yeah,
when he signs it, it's for 3 years. So he's already played 2 years.
Yeah.
Torrey Krug, his entry-level contract is done. Now they need to pay him money.
Yeah.
Same with Riley Smith.
I don't know, because Torrey Krug and Riley Smith were good assets last year. So I am thinking that they could lighten the load of some of the money that they're giving to some of the guys, depending on who's been playing all year round. But like people who aren't playing good shouldn't be getting like the money that they're getting. Like Brad Marchand isn't really all that amazing. He's just there to annoy the piss out of almost everyone on the ice. Because no one likes him really much out on the ice, so people they get annoyed by him playing. So then they could do it just like lighten the load on Marchand and then find someone else who's just like throughout the season hasn't been doing all that well, and then lighten their load, and so they could sign more of the other guys. I mean that's just me saying so. What do you think?
Well, what I was gonna show you right now is a little game.
A game? I love a game.
So, look.
What happened to all of their right wingers? How come they don't have any right wingers?
Alright, so if we go to... Alright, so here's your little game.
Oh.
This is all your prospects, a list of all the Bruins prospects.
Okay.
These are guys that you can acquire via trade, but you can really do that. And then sign. These are the guys that you should pay attention to. And try. Alright, so if you're the Bruins and you're looking at this, these are the guys that you have. You know,
yeah.
Take out Merckx. Put Merckx in the long term. Alright, so now Merckx is on the long-term injured reserve.
Okay.
These are your restricted free agents.
Okay.
Alright. So, looking at this is I want you to do a mixture of signing these guys and bringing up anyone here that you would want to.
Okay.
And make your Boston lineup. Top 4 lines and scratches for your offense and for your defense, and while you're doing it, commentate over what you're doing, and also the goalie is very good. So just commentate over, because people listening don't really know what you're doing, so just narrate while you're doing it.
Jesus. Alright, so all the right wingers. We're gonna need to sign some right wingers. So Jordan Caron, Matt Frazier, and Riley Smith. So I'm going off their salary cap salary. So 900,000. So he should be really close to being good. Jordan Caron is more along the lines of 3rd to 4th line material, because he's a rookie. And then he's gonna get Matt Frazier, 625. He's most likely 4th line.
So now, if you want to sign any of these guys, I think you click on them and then you just click sign.
Sign.
And just so you know, Louis Eriksson is left.
Okay. No.
So if you want to sign your guys first and then organize them on the list.
Alright, that's what I'll do. Jordan Caron. Sign him. Right now, the right wingers are the ones that are going to be needed the most to fill that in. So I still have $2 million left. Go. So let's see. According to their salaries, this should be a good first line with Riley Smith, Bergeron, and Lucic.
So your Bruins first line would be that? Lucic, Bergeron, Smith?
Definitely. Next. There's no sign for this guy. Let's see. There aren't any possible slams, so we'll move Chris Kelly up, and then Greg Kimball will move up. Top 4. Let's see. Brad Marchand, Duke Cringy.
No, they lost to Gimla. That was another thing. And Gimla was that second line right winger, or the first line right winger. It was him and Riley Smith. But they lost him, so do you think they would move Louis Eriksson back up from the third line to the second?
I would think so. We can switch Marchand with Eriksson. So Louis Eriksson will take his place. Caron will get his chance at second second line right wing. Frazier can stay with Marchand and Kelly, and then Frazier will stay with it. And then Randall would stay with Campbell and Paille, even though I'm guessing Randall isn't much of a fighter. Even though so Paille and Campbell...
You wouldn't put Soderberg on the right wing?
No.
He was a fourth liner last year.
Yeah, but like for the first game is not all that important, because if you win the first game, then you're motivated to get that next win, and then if you lose the first game, then you're still motivated, because then you're just like, oh, I don't have that first win. Let's see if we can get the next win so we can stop this losing streak. So then people are still going to be motivated to get that money back. So the first game is more of a feel-out game, which I'm thinking would be good for the new rookies like Jordan Caron and Matt Frazier and Randall, so they can so if they do bad, then we can switch them up and see where the guys should go. Then let's check out defense. Char and Seidenberg are fine. McQuaid and Boychuk. I don't know about Boychuk and McQuaid. I'm thinking someone. I think we should get Torrey Krug. Torrey Krug seems like a definite. Since Dougie Hamilton is still in his rookie contract, I'm thinking we can switch him with Torrey Krug. And then we can switch Boychuk with Krug to see what's going on there. Yeah, that'll work.
Chara and Seidenberg, Krug and McQuaid, Boychuk and Miller, and then Hamilton.
Yeah. Oh wait, are you supposed to have a fourth line for defense too?
No, that's just scratch.
Okay, yeah, then yeah. Cause then that means we have one guy with experience on the right defense, so then he can help out Torrey Krug to get himself back together like he was in regular Boston, so he can just get rid of his rust so he can get back on the ice. Then Boychuk still knows what he's doing, so he can just help out Miller, and then he can just bounce off of Miller's weaknesses, and then Miller can just bounce off of his strength, so that way they can like compel each other to do better. And then just Krug can just get rid of his ice rust, and then once Krug is done getting off his ice rust, see how he actually does out of on actual gameplay. Bam.
And then in goal you have Raskin Spedberg.
Yes. And I have 1.91 million left.
Alright.
Woot woot. But that's just what Marchand. Who's taking out? You put someone on the injured reserve. Who'd you put on the injured reserve?
Oh yeah, take out Savard.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's who they should lighten the load with, though. Because if Savard isn't doing his share...
Yeah, because he hasn't played since...
If Savard really hasn't played that much, then they should let him go. If he hasn't played since the Cup, and they haven't won the Cup since, what, 2011?
Yeah, because he got injured.
See, if he hasn't been playing, why are we giving him all this money if he's just sitting on his ass? I mean, we're not just sitting on his ass. I mean, like, why are we giving him this $4.27 million if he's just getting better when we can invest into what? 5 new people I got in there? I just signed 5 new people and set up the line for everyone.
Alright, so that's what you think about the Bruins situation?
Yeah.
Now I think we can go to the Buffalo Sabres, who they gained and who they lost this offseason so far.
Okay.
So off the top of my head, during the draft, probably the 2 big guys that they assigned or that they drafted were Sam Reinhart and Brendan Lee.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. And it is no relation to Mario Lemieux. Yeah, I found out the hard way.
But he is in relation to Claude Lemieux.
Yeah.
And apparently he is a Brad Marchand type player.
Which is good, because every team needs a Brad Marchand type player. Everyone needs a little pest they need to flick around.
So we look at the Sabres transactions. They traded a 2nd round pick, the one they got in the Molson trade, for Josh Georges.
Yeah.
And they got Molson back. Actually, if I remember right, at the trade deadline, the Sabres traded Cody McCormick and Matt Molson to Minnesota for Torrey Mitchell and a 2nd and a 4th, maybe something like that. Maybe just for Torrey Mitchell in a 2nd.
Yeah.
And they turned the 2nd round pick into Josh Georges, and then they got Molson and McCormick back.
Mm.
So the free agents that they signed: Andre Mazzaros
From the Boston Bruins.
Cody McCormick
From the Minnesota Wild.
Brian Gianta,
From the Montreal Canadiens.
Matt Molson,
From the Minnesota Wild.
and Tyson Scratcher.
Which I have no idea who he is. And he's from the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, and he is an AHL defenseman,
He
probably.
seems like a rookie for the amount of money
No,
he's getting
he
paid.
isn't.
He isn't? Wow.
So they signed Mazzaros 1 year, $4.125 million. Cody McCormick 3 years at 4.5. That's 1.5 per.
Yeah.
Brian Gianta 3 years, 12.75. So that's a little.
4.25.
Yeah, it's 4.25 per. Matt Molson 5 years, 5 per, and Tyson Scratch into a minor league deal. Then they've lost
Alexander Solzhenitsyn to the Cologne Sharks? What?
Yeah, he went to Europe.
Oh.
They also lost the other German defenseman, Christian Ehrhoff.
To the Pittsburgh Penguins.
He
Oh,
signed
wow.
for 1 year, $4 million.
Jeez.
And then they lost Kevin Porter, Corey Conacher, and most importantly, John Scott.
Why did they give away John Scott?
Because they don't really need him.
Jeez.
And now he's all the way in the West, so we only need to play him at a maximum of two times per year.
That's messed up.
Knowing our luck, he's going to score a goal against us.
Yeah, he's going to score his 2nd goal.
And actually, between Kevin Porter, Corey Conacher, and John Scott got paid the most.
Yeah.
He went to San Jose, Corey Conacher to New York, to the New York Islanders, Kevin Porter
went to Detroit.
And they also released Billy Leno. No one currently has signed him yet.
That's because he signed something sweet.
And then guys that we've re-signed: Marcus Foligno, 2 years, $3.75 million. That's a little below mil per. So not a lot.
Yeah.
Probably he's a solid third liner, and he can probably grow into a good second liner.
And then the next one is Matt Hackett.
To a 1 year, 2-way contract. So since the Sabres are going into the year with Enroth and Neuwirth, unless if one of them gets hurt, Hackett's probably getting time in the minors, just like he did last year.
Interesting.
And then all the guys drafted.
Yep. Nice for that one.
Also today, Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews extended by the Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh, Jesus. How much do they get paid?
You know how much they got paid.
Don't they have like close to like $10 million contracts? Because they think they're so full of themselves.
So Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews were extended today.
How much?
Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews, both 8 years, $10.5 million per. Which makes them one of the highest payers, if not the highest paid players in the NHL.
That is insane.
Which I think, yep, we go leaders for top cap hits.
Alexander Ovechkin.
This year, well actually, that was
Last year?
Next year, Alex Ovechkin's right now it would be the highest paid player, at least for cap hits, $9.538462 million.
Yeah.
Behind came in Malkin, then Crosby, then Corey Perry, Hunter Lundqvist, Claude Giroux, and all the way down. But if we go to next year, 2015-2016, it's Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews, and they will be the highest paid players in the NHL.
Which is very insane. Do they really need that much money?
Well, I guess they've earned it. I mean, Chicago's won the Cup. They won the Cup in 2010, and they won in 2013.
What are you going to do with all that money, though?
Anything you want.
But that's just too much money. There is a certain point where you just get paid way too much money than what you can do with. Then you just sitting there with your hands all over yourself and you're just like, well, what am I gonna do now? I'm filthy rich. What am I gonna do with this money now? What you looking up?
So now we will transaction from the NHL to the NFL.
Football. Kiko Alonso. Is that what he really looks like?
Oh yeah.
Let's picture something else. That man has long hair. Why do you have long hair?
We go to Kiko Alonso.
Professional career. 2014 season.
So going into the 2014 season, the Bills, they make a huge statement in trading up to draft Sammy Watkins.
Yeah. Wait, what? They're trading Sammy Watkins?
No.
Oh, okay.
They made a big statement by trading up to draft Sammy Watkins.
Yeah. Okay.
And then apparently things are going well in training camp. E.G. Emanuel is improving.
Yes.
Although the chemistry between him and Watkins hasn't been there yet, but they still have another month before the preseason starts, so they have plenty of time.
Yeah.
And they get the Bills get Brandon Spikes, who is another linebacker, which probably has the Bills next year having one of the best linebacker pairs in the NFL with Brandon Spikes and Kiko Alonso, who was an absolute beast last year.
Yes.
Probably the Bills' best player. And then, of course, everything goes downhill when
Kiko
Alonso tore his ACL while working out, and he is expected to miss the entire 2014 season.
I would think so. The ACL is a very giant ligament in your knee. That and your MCL, and you do not want to tear any of those, because that is a major outie.
So the good news is that we still have Brandon Spikes.
Bad
news is that we lost a lot. Kiko Alonso.
Yes, who was responsible for a phenomenal last year. It was just beautiful.
So, as Bills fans, we really aren't sure what to expect now next year. I mean, next year
is full of some very surprising stuff. I don't know if you guys have actually heard some of the shifty stuff that's been happening within the NFL. Like if you heard about the Jets, they're getting stacked this year. They have Deshaun Jackson now because the Eagles are not all about having Deshaun Jackson because he was supposedly in gang-related activity. So then he gets released, and the Jets pick him up. And then after that, the Jets sign Michael Vick. And then after that, after the Broncos want to release some cap space, they release Eric Decker, and then the Jets come around and come pick him up too.
Now what I'm wondering is, why did the Jets do this last year when I had them in fantasy league?
Well, maybe they said, we're on Antwan's team. Maybe we should just be doo-doo, and then next year, when someone else different comes fix us.
But it doesn't matter anyway, because the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, and I had them, so I had no play.
There, you can rub it in the Jets' face.
But it kind of is scary as a Bills fan when we have high expectations, and not only Kiko gets hurt and will miss the entire season, but the Jets
are sitting right there in our backyard.
They have Geno Smith and Michael Vick.
Yeah.
And those are two, besides age, they are almost identical. They both run, and they can both throw.
Yeah. And then one just cracks under pressure, and the other one just
comes in.
And then
And Michael Vick is a veteran, so he will definitely teach Geno Smith how to be awesome.
He will definitely teach him how not to put the ball behind your back and then drop it in the end zone and then let the linebacker come in and get a touchdown for the other team. Yeah, I said that, Geno.
So, you have anything else to talk about right now?
I don't think so. I mean, there are some surprising stuff that happens, but I'll let you know.
So I guess that's it for the first episode of the Black Cobra and Antwan show.
So I am Black Cobra with
Antwan Gonzalez,
and we are signing off until next.